DeSalle here at crowd. So both squads looking for a rebound here tonight on a Wednesday.
Yeah, as you said, the Stallions have lost their last two, including last night's game in Utica, losing 4-5, but they still sit in first team after they lost to Mohawk Valley last night, 0-14.
Yeah, should be a good one. It's a little bit of a different look. Head coach Colin Martin throwing, I would say, the most comprehensive lineup. Ethan Conrad also back tonight. So a lot of new pieces. Should be right back. Dan Challen back here with you alongside Casey DeSalle. The Stallions looking to rebound, and it's been a rough couple of games. 23 runners left on base in the last two, along with a collective 11 errors in the last 5. Definitely some big changes coming to this lineup tonight, Casey.
Yeah, it's good to see Ethan Conrad and Byram Hott back in the lineup. As you said, against Amsterdam a couple days ago, the Stallions lost 10-0. Absolutely zero offense coming from them that game. Not a lot of hits and no runs.
So let's take a look at the Oneonta Outlaws lineup that's going to be trying to rebound after not putting up a single run last night at Mohawk Valley. That's going to be Tanner Harden, the Wofford product, starting it off, followed by Brendan Connolly. He's batting .429 this season. Jacoby Dale right behind him in the 3-hole. Then it's Jack Hopko out in left field. Kyle Pollock doing the catching tonight. Brody Rayleigh, the extra hitter. Then it's Colton Harrison at first. Chase Armstrong DHing. Owen Burnsworth out in right field. And Jack Bateman, the third baseman, fills in at 10th. As for your Stallions defense tonight, they're going to give a little bit of a new look, really putting their best players out there that we've seen so far this season. It's going to be Anderson behind the plate, Hott at third, Rodriguez over at short, Travella at second, Resio at first, and then this outfield is probably the best one we've seen this season. Tyler Back, the Wofford product, Cuello out in center, and then Ethan Conrad out in right. And you got to talk about the pitcher on the mound tonight. It's Sean Diringer. It's his first appearance for the Stallions, and this guy is more than effective.
Yeah, Sean Diringer at Oswego this year had a 2.92 ERA, 37 innings pitched, 35 strikeouts, 34 hits given up, and only 12 walks allowed. He went 5-1 with the Lakers this year at Oswego.
Yeah, so Diringer, his pitch mix is fastball, changeup, curveball, and slider. The fastball coming in 85 to 88, the changeup 78 to 80, the curve 74, slider 76 to 78, And this guy is a guy that's looking to go to a mid-major. He's in the portal. He's going to be a grad student, so a rising fifth year, looking to show himself here on the Stallions team. He is a member of the National Transfer Portal team through PAC-UP. The first batter he's going to have to face is Tanner Hardin, the shortstop. Currently batting .429 this season, went 1 for 1 with a walk last time against Mohawk Valley. And we've got baseball here from Cantine Field tonight. About 72 degrees, a little bit of overcast on this Wednesday night.
Yeah, Hardin's been pretty productive this year. He's came across 5 times to score. He also has 4 RBIs and 6 walks on the year.
Hardin looking to kickstart an Outlaws offense that was non-existent last night against Mohawk Valley. This team let up 11 runs in the third and fourth inning, got mercied in 5, 14-0. The Stallions were scheduled to play Mohawk Valley last Thursday. That game got rained out, and that game is now rescheduled for a doubleheader on July 5th. Diringer looking for his first strikeout of the evening. That one's dribbled off to the right side. The count will stay at 1-2.
Yeah, Hardin was a bit ahead of that curveball. Did a good job of spoiling it to the right side there. Let's see where Diringer goes here on the 1-2 pitch.
Diringer comes set, a 1-2 count, top of the first, nobody out. Here's the pitch. That one's grounded over to Travella. He gathers himself, throws over to Resio in time for out number 1. So 1 out here in the top of the first, and it'll bring up the second baseman, Brendan Connolly. Connolly this season batting a .429. Last game was 2 days ago in Utica. Went 2 for 2 with a double and 2 RBIs. First pitch to him is a strike. And you talk about the Stallions staff. Despite losing the last 2 against some of their rivals, Casey, they still have the best ERA in the PGCBL, standing at .284.
Yeah, despite that game against Amsterdam, like you said, and last night loss to Utica, they've been very solid overall this season and a lot of strikeouts.
Diringer works himself into his second 1-2 count of the evening. 1 out here in the top of the first from Cantine Field. Here's the pitch. That one just misses the off speed, and the count will go to 2-2. Two-two count. That one's looped over to left field, back coming in, and he's got it for out number 2.
Yeah, back got a good jump on that one. Not hit too hard. Easy routine fly ball for him out there in left field.
And we talk about Tyler Back. He's a new addition to the team. Played his first game last night, the Wofford product, and stole 5 bases in that one. Came around to score, did steal home.
Yeah, he'll be adding a lot of speed to an already speedy top of the order with Ethan Conrad and Byron Hott.
Yeah, he's batting at the top of the order tonight, and we'll see him in the bottom half. 2 outs here in this top of the first. Diringer pitching a clean 2 first batters so far in his first appearance as a Stallion. Looking to go to a mid-major through the PAC-UP National Transfer Portal this offseason. Here's the pitch. That one's down low, and the count goes to 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That one is outside. Counts 2-1. The Stallions team, not used to losing, has dropped their last 2 after their best start in PGCBL history, losing to Amsterdam 10-0, and then last night on the road 5-4. The big storyline in that one, 14 runners left on base. This one's hit over to Hott. He fields it over to first, and the Stallions keep a clean top of the first. Back, Hott and Conrad coming to bat in the bottom of the first. Stay right with us. You're watching the Stallions on Saugerties' YouTube channel. Dan Challen with you alongside Casey DeSell here at Cantine Field in the Pack Hub broadcast booth. Getting ready for the bottom of the first, and Casey, there's a very important man back in the lineup tonight for the Stallions.
Yes, there is. Ethan Conrad does return to the lineup tonight for the Saugerties Stallions.
Yeah, we see the lineup up here. It's Tyler Back leading off. Then Byram Hott, he's batting .300 through 8 games, had an off day last night. Then it's Ethan Conrad, the right fielder. He has the second best average in the PGCBL, standing at .455. Ryan Resio, he went 0 for 4 last night. Then it's the DH Fritz Genther. Jarrett May, the extra hitter tonight. Mike Cuello, the center fielder, batting .158, looking to spark plug himself. Then it's Rich Rodriguez at short. Then Mario Travella and Zach Anderson rounding out the lineup for the Stallions. And Casey, they're going to be going up against Caleb Kempler.
Yes, Caleb Kempler on the year. He's only had 1 appearance, 2 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 5 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts, and that was against Albany.
Yeah, Kempler himself, the Marist product, so playing against a couple of his teammates. The defense is Pollock behind the plate, Bateman at third, Hardin at short, Connolly at second, Harrison over at first, and then going from left to right, Hopko, Dale, and Burnsworth for Oneonta to start this game. It'll be Tyler Back digging in for his first plate appearance here at Cantine Field, joined the team yesterday. And that one did go 0 for 2, but had 2 walks and was able to steal 5 bases. So this guy has a very effective eye at the plate.
Very effective eye and very effective speed. As you said, 5 stolen bases. Something to highlight.
Kempler's 0-1 is hit out to left field. Hopko's chasing it. It'll fall foul. And the count will go to 0-2. Now, the Stallions team as a whole, they're batting .282 coming into this game. That's 4th overall in the league. Did lead that category when they played Amsterdam. They were batting .318, but since then have dropped down in the last couple of games. Only have 9 hits in the past 2 games. 3 against Amsterdam, and then only 6 last night against Utica. And Casey, it really stems back to runners left on base with now 23 in the last 2 games.
Yeah, it's very hard to win games when you're leaving that many people on base. They're creating the opportunities to score runs. They're just not getting the runs across.
Back hits that one out to Hopko. He's under it, and it's a quick out number 1 here in the bottom of the first. It'll bring up Byram Hott, the third baseman. Hott had the night off last night, so his last appearance against Amsterdam went 0 for 4 in that one with the strikeout, but still batting .300 on the season.
As you mentioned, he went 0 for 4 against Amsterdam in his last appearance. But that's kind of a theme with a lot of guys in the lineup tonight. A lot of them going 0 for in their last appearance as the Stallions have gone cold recently.
You're exactly right with that. Like we mentioned, 9 hits in the last 2 games for Saugerties, trying to turn that around. Hott recently committed to Louisville, another guy that was on the Pack Hub National Transfer Portal team. Used Pack Hub to get him where he needs to go, just like a lot of different guys on this squad. And he deserves it more than anybody else. Kempler deals the 0-1. That'll be 0-2 now. And Kempler and Hott teammates this past year down at Marist. This past season, Kempler posting a .357 in 40 innings pitched. Pretty good numbers if you ask me, and definitely knows Hott and Conrad and how they operate, spending the entire year with them down in Poughkeepsie. Here's the 0-2 to Hott. That one misses outside. The count will go 1-2. Conrad on deck. He's second in the league for batting average. Missed last night against Utica, but did play against Amsterdam. Looking to rebound here tonight. Here's the 1-2. That one's fouled off once again by Hott to the right side. Stallions starting tonight 7 games in 8 days. Now they started that last night with 8 and 9. This one being, of course, that 7th as we scale down, and they'll finish off with a home and home against Amsterdam on next Wednesday and Thursday night. Here's the 1-2. Hott swings straight through it, and there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. This Outlaws pitching is ranked 14th in the entire PGCBL between the East and West. That's standing at a 6.99, and you would expect those numbers after giving up 14 runs last night.
Yeah, they gave up 14 runs to Mohawk Valley last night. This is a team where the Stallions lineup can really turn things around. With a 6.99 ERA, look to see a lot of hits tonight for the Stallions, hopefully.
And this guy at the plate is a guy that can do just that. Conrad has been on the recruiting trail the past 2 days, has narrowed it down to Arkansas, Wake Forest, and Vanderbilt. So he's going to be picking between those three. Could be tonight, could be tomorrow, could be next week. We're not sure, but those 3 schools in particular, he has gone and seen and narrowed it down. He's going to be a big player next year, either in the SEC or the ACC. Currently batting .455 this season. The 1-1 to him is a ball down low. The count will go 2-1.
Yeah, and Conrad has earned that. As you mentioned, he's batting a .455 already this season for the Stallions, and he had an amazing year with Marist, batting a .389. So Ethan Conrad's really earned it.
And that ball is crushed. A missile to deep right. That ball is gone. 3rd homer of the season for Ethan Conrad. He now leads the PGCBL for homers, and it's an early Stallions lead.
Yeah, there was no doubt about that one. You could hear off the sound of the bat, and just the trajectory of that one. It was gone from the moment it left his bat.
That one, an absolute missile, similar to the one we saw out in Boonville that he crushed. An absolute laser over the right field wall. And it shows you why he does have offers from Vanderbilt, Wake Forest, and Arkansas.
It also shows you why he's so important to this lineup. As you mentioned, he wasn't here last night, coming back and already hitting a home run in this game.
And we talked to him about a week ago. He said that the Stallions team, he comes out here and plays like every game is his last game. That mentality so important to the Stallions team, one that's trying to rebound right now. Ryan Rescio, the first baseman at the dish, went 0 for 4 last night against Utica with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Rescio this season batting .318 with 5 RBIs. Played the hero when Saugerties beat Amsterdam last Sunday in a 5-4 walk-off win. He's truly been a guy where you can slot in at 4-5, and you know he's going to be very disciplined and work hard in deep counts. Here's the 2-1 from Kempler. That one is flied out to right center field. Dale's got it for out number 3. But Conrad goes yard in the bottom of the first. Stallions leading 1-0 as we head to the second. We'll be right back. Dan Shalom with you alongside Casey DeSell here in the top of the second in the Pac Cup broadcast booth. And Casey, that Ethan Conrad bomb is still on my mind right now.
Yeah, that's when he definitely got all of it. We knew it was out of here just off the bat.
That one absolutely smoked to right field. Conrad's 3rd home run of the season now leads the entire PGCBL in home runs this season while only playing 6 games. So he hasn't even played all the games, and he still leads the entire league in home runs. Seems kind of Aaron Judge-esque, if you ask me.
Definitely Aaron Judge-esque. As you mentioned here, it's his 3rd home run of the year, and that'll also be his 10th RBI of the year, which is pretty good numbers for only 6 games.
That is pretty good if you ask me. And on the other side, Sean Diringer has done a great job so far retiring each of the Outlaws batters in order to start the top of the first as he settles in for his second inning of work against Jack Hopko, the left fielder. Hopko this season batting .357, went 0 for 2 against Utica 2 days ago. That one's down low. It'll be a 1-1 count. Top of the second here from Cantine Field. Stallions up early off an Ethan Conrad bomb to right field. Here's the 1-1. That one's fouled back, and the count will go to 1-2. Stallion staff last night giving up 5 runs in that game against Utica. Not all of them earned those. That ball smoked out to right center, and a nice diving catch out there by Mike Cuello. Cuello steals a double from Hopko, and there's a quick out number 1 here in the top of the second.
Yeah, there's a reason to show off your Efros smile. That's our great play sponsor, Efros Orthodontics.
Here's the pitch. That one is popped up right back to Cuello. So 2 batters and 2 outs straight to center field for Mike Cuello. And with 2 outs in the inning, it'll bring up Brody Rayleigh, the extra hitter. Rayleigh this season, he's batting .231. Went 1 for 4 against Utica 2 days ago with the double. Also a speed threat, had a stolen base in that one, and has 3 overall this season in 6 games. Looking for the first hit of the evening for Oneonta. That one's upstairs outside. Count will go 1-0. Diringer on the mound for the Stallions, the Oswego product, looking to go to a mid-major next season. Any teams that are interested can contact him through the Pack Hub portal. He is a member of the National Transfer Portal team and is looking for a home for next season, as that one's in there for strike 1. Here's the 1-1. That one misses outside, and the count will go to 2-1. Rally, the Western Carolina product from Enwell, New York. Pipes this one to deep left field. Back goes back. He's on the track, and he's got it for out number 3. So Raleigh almost gets him there, but back able to bring it in to keep a clean top of the second. Diringer's faced the minimum going into the bottom of the second. We'll be right back. Dan Challen with you alongside Casey DeSell here in the Pack Hub broadcast booth, gearing up for the bottom of the second, and the Stallions hold a 1-0 lead. The pitching by Sean Diringer so far, clean. 6 batters faced and 6 batters retired.
Yeah, Diringer's done a really good job getting ahead of the batters he's faced. Also getting a lot of flyouts. Seeing 4 flyouts already and 2 weak ground balls for Diringer.
On the offensive side, it'll be Fritz Genther coming to the dish for the Stallions, looking to get things going here in this bottom of the second. Genther went 0 for 3 last night with a walk, and he was a guy you highlight. There were 5 runners on base when he was up, and he couldn't bring any of them home. So definitely a guy that's looking to rebound here at Cantine Field tonight. Currently batting .313 this season. Here's the pitch. That one is outside, 1-0.
Yeah, although he left those 5 runners on base last night, he's batting at .313, as you said, which means he definitely has the ability to bring those runners in. He's just a little bit of a slump right now.
That one is fouled back. Count will go to 1-1. And you look at these past 2 games from the offensive side, it's been the 23 runners left on base. 9 hits, just uncharacteristic for the Stallions compared to when they were outscoring opponents 56-16 coming into the Amsterdam game on Sunday night. That number since has gone down significantly, but definitely the power and the contact is still there. Just the entire lineup going through a little bit of a slump right now.
Yeah, better to have a little bit of a slump this early in the season than late heading into the playoffs. So hopefully the Stallions can bounce back soon, and we'll be back where we were.
Genther takes the 1-2 outside. The count will go to 2-2. Kempler has a strikeout so far in this game, that one coming against Byram Hott in the bottom of the first. Looking for his second of the day. Here's the pitch. Genther smokes that one foul, and the count will stay at 2-2. A 1-0 ball game here from Cantine Field in the bottom of the second. Fritz Genther working in a 2-2 count. The grad student looking to play indie ball this upcoming year, done with school, the UMass Lowell product. Was teammates with Anthony Marcano this past season. He pops this one up to the right side. It will be out of play, and we'll do it one more time at 2-2. Genther's played 5 games this season, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. So even in that category, when he gets on base, definitely a speed threat. 4 stolen bases so far in the campaign. That one's lined over to third, and it goes off the glove of Bateman into left field. Genther's going to go to second. He stumbles at first. He's going to now advance to second. And if Bateman over there knocked it down a little bit better, or Hopko could gather that one faster, it looked like Genther would have been out at second. He basically stopped in the middle of first and second base right there.
Yeah, and not only did he stop, he only jogged over to second, a light jog. It's a really tough play for Bateman to make down the line, though. Pretty hard hit ball to his non-fielding glove side.
First double of the season for Fritz Genther, and the Stallions have a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the second. Jarrett May at the dish. He's the extra hitter in this game. Went 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts against Amsterdam on Sunday, so definitely a guy that's looking to rebound. Genther goes on the first pitch of the at-bat. May is hit. He'll take first base. And Genther's going to have to go back to second on the dead ball. First time May's been hit by a pitch so far this season. Genther had a healthy jump over there at second and was easily into third, but the first hit batter of the game by Kempler forces him back to second.
Yeah, this will be the first test for the Stallions with runners in base tonight. Here comes Mike Cuello, batting a 158 on the season so far. Let's see if he can maybe get rid of the 23 left on base in the last 2 games and make up for it here.
Cuello, 2 RBIs on the season. Went 0 for 2 with a walk against Amsterdam on Sunday night. Genther standing at second, May over at first, nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Cuello looking for his 3rd RBI of the season. Here's the pitch. Swings through it, and Kempler's got an 0-2 count. Cuello, a guy that's trying to find himself after a rough start out of the gate. 6 games so far and has really struggled. 9 strikeouts. Looking to avoid number 10. Here's the pitch. Grounded to the left side, foul. The count will stay at 0-2. Oh-2 count in the bottom of the second. Genther's at second. May's over at first. Cuello at the dish. Here's the pitch. That one misses up high, and the count will go to 1-2.
Good hit there from Cuello. 0-2 pitch, high fastball. That's a very high-pressure pitch for batters. Good job laying off that one.
That's Jeff Ramsdale calling the balls and strikes behind the plate tonight. 1-2 count here in the bottom of the second, and Cuello strikes out for the 10th time this season. Kempler gets the first out of the inning. It'll bring up the shortstop, Rich Rodriguez. Still runners at first and second here for the Stallions in the bottom of the second. Rodriguez this season batting a .284, went 1 for 3 with an RBI last night against Utica. That one's down low. Count will be 1-0. Rodriguez 4 RBIs so far this season. Looking to get that number to 5 right here, in a prime opportunity to do so with runners at first and second. Stallions trying to avoid a replication of last night with the 14 runners left on base. A prime opportunity to change the narrative. Here's the 0-1-0. That one is in there for a strike. Rodriguez swung straight through it, and the count will be 1-1. Genther leading off of second. That one's fouled off to the right side by Rodriguez, and the count will go to 1-2. Kempler this season only gave up three earned runs per start. This so far in the PGCBL season, he's giving up a lot more. He's already given up 3 in 2 innings pitched. Looking to avoid that. That ball is up high, and the count will go to 2-2. 2-2 count, bottom of the second here from Cantine Field. Genther over there at second. May is at first. Rodriguez at the plate. Stallions looking to extend their lead. That one's grounded to the left side of Bateman. He keeps it there at second. Will tag out Genther. So he'll get the lead runner on the fielder's choice. Could have stepped on third, but elected to take it himself and tag out Genther. And there'll be 2 outs here in the bottom of the second.
Nothing Genther could have really done there. It was a hard hit ball right to third base. Bateman making the right play and just running him down instead of trying to get into a pickle.
Mario Travella up to bat now, with runners still at first and second here in the bottom of the second. Travella this season batting a .286. First pitch is in there for a strike.
As you mentioned, Travella batting a .286 this year, but he also has 6 walks, so doing a really good job getting on base with Stallions this year.
More importantly, right now, he has 6 RBIs and a prime opportunity for him to knock in another one. 1-1 count here to Travella. He's playing over at second tonight. Last night didn't get the start, but is looking to rebound here at Cantine Field. Bottom of the second. Stallions leading 1-0. Here's the pitch. That one is smacked into center field. May will be sent home. Here's the throw from Dale. It won't be in time, and the Stallions have a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, Travella finally delivering with a runner in scoring position for the Stallions, as we've seen the struggles the last 2 games. Took a 1-1 pitch, lined it right into center field.
And Dale had a shot right there at May, but the throw not in time whatsoever. That'll bring up Zach Anderson, the catcher tonight. Went 0 for 2 against Utica on June 8th, so the first time they were in Utica on that Saturday night, not last night. Still runners on first and second here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Kempler's now given up 2 earned runs through 2 innings. Gave up 3 earned runs through 2 innings of work in his last appearance against Albany. That one being a 5-4 loss on Saturday night. Anderson's in an 0-2 count. Here's Kempler's pitch. That one misses outside. The count will go to 1-2. Anderson, the Cypress College product, in just his 4th start of the season for the Stallions. Him, Nate Manley, and Josh Blackmore split the catching for this team and have done a great job behind the plate so far this season. Here's the 1-2. That one is grounded back to Bateman. He can't make the play. Harding gets it. He'll collect. He fires over. Anderson reaches in time, and there's bases loaded with the top of the lineup coming up for the Stallions.
Kempler's doing a good job of getting ahead of the hitters, but he's having a tough time at finishing each batter off. He's had 2 strikes, I think, on the last 3 batters.
So Tyler back up to dish now. Back looking for his first RBI of the season. 2 outs here in this bottom of the second. The bases are loaded. Swings through the off speed for strike one. Back at Wake Forest, had a .286 average in 41 games started. Was really a comprehensive player for the team. Dribbles this one back to second base, but it'll be a foul ball hit off him. 0-2 count here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Tyler Back, the Wofford product, at the plate.
Yeah,
Looking at knocking another run.
Good opportunity for Back here. Real first test with all the bases juice here for the Stallions.
That one's upstairs. The count will be 1-2. Kempler just let up 16 earned runs this past season at Marist. A totally different story here tonight at Cantine Field. Here's the 1-2. Back hits it over to first. Harrison collects. He runs it over to first and beats Back to the bag. So the Stallions strand 3, but do score a run here in this bottom of the second. We head to the third. Stallions leading by 2. Dan Chalm with you alongside Casey DeSelve here in the Pack Hub broadcast booth. Settling in for the top of the third, Stallions with a 2-0 lead. And Casey, this looks like a totally different team than the past 2 games.
Yeah, the Stallions are doing a lot of hits right now, a lot of good at-bats, a couple walks in there.
Really doing a great job so far. They put up 4 hits through now 2 innings. They only put up 6 hits in total last night against Utica. And the pitching's been there as well. Sean Diringer out for his 3rd inning of work. So far, he hasn't allowed a hit and has retired every Oneonta batter in order. So has faced the minimum through 2. Looking to keep it going here in the top of the 3rd. Stallions are in a stretch now where they're playing 7 games in 8 days. We'll have off tomorrow before playing 6 straight, ending it off with a home and home against Amsterdam, the home part being this next Wednesday, and then the away on Thursday night, and we'll have that for you here on the Stallions YouTube channel. Very excited that we're able to travel up to Amsterdam this season. Diringer ready for his 3rd inning of work. He'll face Colton Harrison, the first baseman. Harrison this season hasn't had a hit yet, but he's been hit 5 times and has come around to score 4 times, along with 5 stolen bases. So he hasn't been able to use the bat just yet as he gets hit for a 6th time. Talk about weird statistics. This season, Colton Harrison has got hit 6 times in now 5 games. And it's not like the league's targeting him for some reason. He's just been unlucky.
I was just going to say, how unlucky can you possibly be? 6 times hit in this young season? He's got a lot of bruises on his back.
Yeah, the off-speed just missed there for Diringer. So his first base runner of the game, first base runner of the game overall for Oneonta. It'll bring up Chase Armstrong, the DH. Batted 1 for 3 against Utica a couple nights ago with a double, a walk, a strikeout, and was caught stealing on the base paths. So far this season, he's batting 167. They got to watch Harrison over there at first. Like we mentioned, 5 stolen bases this season, and he has a sizable lead. That one misses upstairs, and the count will go to 1-1.
Armstrong at the dish, although he is batting 167, he has found a way to get on base 6 times with walks. So not although he's not hitting the ball that well, he is finding a way to get on base.
And there goes Harrison over to second. The throw down from Anderson is in the dirt, so won't get there in time. And a 6th stolen base of the season for Colton Harrison gives Oneonta their first runner in scoring position of this game. Nobody out in the top of the third. Chase Armstrong searching for his 4th RBI of the season, and a prime opportunity to do so. Diringer comes set, a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. That one is upstairs. The count will be 3-1. First time in this game that Diringer has 3 balls on the board.
I was just going to mention the first time he's really fallen behind a batter here.
Runner at second is Harrison. Here's the pitch from Diringer. Misses off the outside. So it's back-to-back walks here in the top of the third for the Outlaws, and it'll bring up Owen Burnsworth, the right fielder.
This will be the first real test for Diringer. The first 2 innings he's had allowed no runners on base, so now we've got first and second, no outs.
Burnsworth this season batting .167, only has a singular RBI. Has walked 3 times and played his last game on Saturday night against Albany, going 1 for 2 with his lone RBI. Lays down the bunt. Diringer fields it, throws it over to Trivella for out number 1. So a productive out number 1 here for Oneonta. They've got runners at second and third with 1 out in the inning. And now the sac fly will do the job if they can get it. Jack Bateman will look to deliver. Bateman, the Holy Cross product, is batting .278 this season. Went 1 for 4 with a single against Utica a couple days ago. Here's the pitch. That one is in there for a strike. Diringer trying to work out of this jam. Second and third with 1 out here in the top of the third. The first true scoring chance for the Outlaws of this ball game. Diringer deals. That one's upstairs, and the count will go 1-1. 1-1 count, 1 out here in the top of the third. Runners at second and third for the Outlaws, trying to get their first run of the game. They still don't have a hit, though, as Diringer deals. Swung straight through by Bateman, and the count will go to 1-2. Diringer searching for his first strikeout of the game. Would be a great time for it with runners at second and third. A ball into the outfield will get the first run of the game home here for Oneonta. Here's the pitch. That one fouled off to the backside. The count will stay at 1-2.
Diringer kind of hung an off-speed pitch right there. Good thing Bateman didn't do anything with it, fouling it straight back.
Bateman with 3 RBIs this season, batting .278. Looking to knock in another run here right now for the Outlaws. Here's the 1-2. That one misses down low, and the count will be 2-2. Diringer relying heavily on that off-speed. Couldn't get Bateman to chase on that slider that comes in at 76 to 78 miles per hour right there. Looks to get his first strikeout here in the 2-2 count. 1 out in the top of the third. That one misses down low. Bateman narrowly held up, and the count will go full.
Another good off-speed pitch there from Diringer, but as you said, Bateman is not letting up. Not going to swing at anything in the dirt.
First full count of the game for Diringer. 1 out here in the top of the third. Runners at second and third. Here's the pitch. That one's popped up to the right side. Resio chasing it down. He will get there for out number 2. Runners threaten to tag, but nothing's there. And there's 2 outs here in the top of the third.
Just what the doctor ordered with a man on second and third. Anything but a flyout or a grounder to the right side is good there, and he got to pop out.
So Bateman pops out over to Resio at first. Top of the lineup for Oneonta. It'll bring Tanner Hardin, the shortstop, to the dish. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Harden, 4 RBIs this season, batting .429 coming into this game. The exact guy that the Outlaws want at the dish right now. A 1 count for Diringer. Still hasn't given up a hit in this ball game despite runners being at second and third. Both got there by a hit by pitch and a walk. So Diringer's line clean overall so far. Here's the pitch. That one is fouled off to the left side, and Diringer's got himself an 0-2 count. Still looking for his first strikeout of the ball game. 0-2 count. Harrison's at third. Armstrong is at second. Harden at the plate. Here's the 0-2. Grounded over to Recio. He fields it, runs over to first, and he gets it in time. Stallions keep a clean top of the third. They're coming to bat in the bottom half. We'll be right back here on the Stallions YouTube channel. Dan Chalm with you alongside Casey DeSell on the Pack Hub broadcast booth. And Casey, let's take a look at the past 3 games for the Stallions and how they've fared. They've played hot at the plate for his second time tonight. Struck out in that bottom of the first, looking to rebound here in the bottom of the third. Hot, the newly committed Louisville product through the Pack Cub National Transfer Portal team. Another guy that was highly scouted and then eventually decided on a top ACC school. He pokes this one into center field. Dale is under it, and he's got it for out number 1.
Hit that ball pretty hard, just right to Dale in center field. Easy play for him.
Hot with good contact there, lines out to center, so he's 0 for 2 tonight. But it brings the man who put up the first run of this game, Ethan Conrad, to the plate, homered to right field in his first at-bat. That homer by Conrad was smoked over the 360 sign. It seemed like that ball was going to keep going on forever. Another one of those John Carlos Stanton type lasers. Really had no lift, just a really hard hit line drive to deep right. Pure power off the bat of Conrad.
And not only did it go over the 360 sign, it went over the second row of banners of sponsors right behind that. So that's a pretty hard hit ball. It went pretty far.
2-1 count here to Conrad, now leading the PGCBL in home runs with 3. Picking between Vanderbilt, Wake Forest, and Arkansas. Visit all 3 schools in the past week. Awaiting his decision for school, but a guy that deserves it really more than anybody. Batted .389 at Marist this past season and has been an immediate leader on the Stallions team. And a local guy to Saugerties himself, playing for the Sawyers in high school and now coming back to Cantine Field to play with the Ponies. That one's in there for a strike, so a full count to Conrad here in the bottom of the third.
Conrad thought he drew a walk on that pitch there. A little off-speed pitch that just caught the outside corner.
Conrad with the homer in this game. Here's the payoff pitch. That one's hit into center field. It could get down, and it will be caught. A great play over there by Harden at short. A basket catch going backwards, and he gets Conrad for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, Harden doing a good job of making a tough play over his shoulder. The ball wasn't hit too hard, just a little blooper. Took a weird angle, but was able to recover and make the play.
It'll be Ryan Resio at the dish. He's 0 for 1 tonight with the fly out to center field. Batting .318 coming into this game with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. This Oneonta team's really been Jekyll and Hyde, losing 14-0 to Mohawk Valley, but knocking off the second best team in the league in Amsterdam 10-4 last week. That one misses. Count is 1-1. That game was on Friday night out in Amsterdam. The Outlaws putting up a 7-run top of the first, and it was cruise control from there on out. 2-1 count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Resio at the plate. Went 0 for 4 last night. Searching for a 5th Stallions hit of the ballgame. Pitch is in there for strike 2. It'll be 2-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Stallions leading by 2. Lots of 2s all over the board. Here's the pitch. Resio goes around and he strikes out for out number 3. The Stallions go down in order. We head to the top of the 4th. Saugerties leading by 2. We'll be right back. Dan Shalom with you alongside Casey DeSell here in the Pack Hub broadcast booth. Stallions keeping a 2-0 lead heading into this 4th, and Casey, Sean Diringer still hasn't given up a hit in this one.
Yeah, Diringer cruised through the first 2 innings and got into a little bit of trouble there in the third. He did a really good job of working out of the jam.
Yeah, that jam, like you talk about, hit Colton Harrison to start the inning, who then stole second, then walked Chase Armstrong, a sac bunt by Owen Burnsworth. Moved the runners to second and third, but then got 2 outs back-to-back to get himself out of the inning and still hasn't surrendered a hit in this game. Definitely helping that 2.84 Stallions ERA, which ranks first in the entire PGCBL. Definitely also a rebound for a team that has given up 15 runs in the past 2 games. Oneonta still looking for their first hit of the game. It'll be Brendan Connolly, their 2-hole hitter, coming to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today with a flyout over to left field. Is arguably their best hitter. He's batting .429 coming into this game. Both the 1 and 2 hitter for the Outlaws batting .429 coming into this one. That one's in there for a strike, and Diringer is ahead early.
1 through 5 for the Outlaws, all bat above a 300, which is a very solid lineup if you ask me.
Diringer gets the 0-2 count, still doesn't have a strikeout in this game, has been pitching very contact heavy so far in this game. His defense has made all the right plays, including a great diving catch by Mike Cuello out in center field. That one's down low, misses. The count will go to 1-2.
Diringer's been doing a good job of getting 2 strikes on a lot of these batters, but he's had a tough time of getting that 3rd strike. As you mentioned, no strikeouts so far.
That one's hit over to Trivella. He fields it cleanly, throws to first, and there's one out in the inning. And the Stallions staff gave up 12 walks versus Amsterdam. They only had 3 versus Utica last night, so definitely scaled it back. 2 already here tonight with the hit by pitch to Colton Harrison and the walk to Chase Armstrong. But overall improvement. In that game against Amsterdam, Jace Van Valkenburg, Elias Conway, a couple guys that struggled to find the zone. But Diringer doing a great job here tonight.
Conway and Van Valkenburg came into that game pitching pretty well in the season. It really just was an uncharacteristic night for the bullpen and for the offense.
Here's the 0-1. That one's hit to center field, and Cuello's got it for out number 2. Dale lined that one right to Cuello. He didn't even have to move out there in center. And with 2 outs in the inning, it'll be Jack Hopko, the left fielder, coming to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight, with a line out to center. Now, Hopko, in that top of the second, Casey, hit a ball that probably would have gotten down if it wasn't for the sliding grab of Mike Cuello out there in center field. That one's in there for a strike. 0-1 count, top of the 4th. 2 outs in the inning. Here's the pitch. That one just misses off the outside, and the count will go to 1-1. Here's the pitch from Diringer. That one is rocked into the right center field gap. It will get down. Conrad's going to field it at the wall. Hopko is going to have a stand-up double here with 2 outs in the top of the 4th.
Hopko has seen the ball well tonight. That's his second hard-hit ball, but only his first hit.
First hit of the ball game overall for the Outlaws. 3rd runner in scoring position, and it'll bring up Kyle Pollock, the catcher, who's 0 for 1 tonight, also flying out to center field in his first at-bat.
We didn't get to talk about Kyle Pollock that much last at-bat. It was a one-pitch flyout to center field. But Kyle Pollock is actually a former member of the Saugerties Stallions.
And also a member of the Maris squad. So lots of familiarity between this Outlaw and Stallions team. Here's the pitch. That one's in there for a strike. And Casey, Kyle Pollock, when he was on the Stallions last year, batted .244 in 21 games before making the switch this season over to Oneonta, now batting .333 in, I believe, 3 games this season. That one's fouled off to the right side, an 0-2 count.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Pollock can do in his return to Cantine Field here tonight. Already with 1 flyout, let's see what he can do here down 0-2 to Diringer.
0-2 count. Diringer still searching for his first strikeout. Hopko stands at second. Here with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Here's the pitch. That one just misses off the outside. Crowd was looking for Jeff Ramsdale, the home plate umpire, to ring him up right there. But not to be. The count will be 1-2. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Outlaws searching for their first run of the game. Have been held scoreless through 3. Here's the pitch. That one's grounded over to the left side. Rodriguez gathers, throws over to first for out number 3. Stallions keep it clean here in the top of the 4th. They hold a 2-0 lead as we head to the bottom half. You're watching Saugerties Baseball here on the Stallions YouTube channel. With you alongside Casey DeSell here in the Pac Hub broadcast booth. New pitcher on the mound here for the Outlaws in the bottom of the fourth. It'll be Adam Champlin. Champlin out of SUNY Cobleskill stands at 6', 155, and has appeared in one game this season for the Outlaws.
Yeah, in that game he pitched 2 innings, giving up 2 earned runs, 1 hit, 2 walks, no strikeouts. That game was against Watertown on June 4th.
So not the best start for Champlin. Looking to change his fortunes here tonight at Cantine Field in his first appearance against the Stallions this season. Didn't play against them in the season opener. We're looking to change that here tonight. Caleb Kempler leaves with a final line of 3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. So maybe not what he would have liked, but still enough to keep the Outlaws in this game, as we have a lot of baseball left to play here from Cantine Field.
Kemper doing a good job of not walking anybody, but the Stallions already had 4 hits in this game. They were just doing a good job of seeing what came out of his hand and hitting the ball well.
Yeah, and we'll see if Sean Diringer comes in the top half once again. For the Stallions, has pitched 4 innings clean, only giving up a single hit, that being a double to Jack Hopko in the top of the fourth. Stallions will have their 5, 6, and 7 batters coming to the plate, starting with Fritz Genther. He has a double so far in this game. And Genther would eventually come around to score in that bottom of the second. Bottom of the fourth here from Cantine Field. Stallions lead it by 2. Did a nice job knocking Caleb Kempler out of the game. The Marist product who had a 3.57 ERA this past season. And they'll face the young, rising sophomore arm of Adam Champlin here in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the 1-0. That one misses inside. And it's a 1-1 count here to Fritz Genther in the bottom half of the fourth.
Genther came into this one after going over 3 last night, but already has a double on this one, so seeing the ball a little bit better tonight.
Yeah, Genther, a guy that also has a triple on his line. That one coming a few games ago, but this guy loves to put the ball in play, and he's extremely speedy, so able to get around the bases with ease. Here's at the 3-0 count. Was told to hold off right there, and it'll be 3-1. Now, Genther, as a junior in 2023, made 50 starts for UMass Lowell, was truly effective, and led the team with a .324 batting average. Looking to go play indie ball after this season. Definitely a guy that can do so. This ball's hitting to the gap deep to left field. Scaling back is Dale, and he's got it a couple steps above the track for out number 1.
Genther gave that ball a good ride. Dale getting a good jump there and making the routine catch out there in center field.
Really, if that was hit to the right side of the ballpark or the left side where it's 330, that ball would have been most likely gone. But not to be. Jarrett May to the plate. He's hit by a pitch in the bottom of the second. Batting 176 coming into this game, and really had a rough night against Amsterdam on Sunday, going 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. So a guy that's looking to change the momentum here, work back into some counts. He really went down 0-2, 1-2 in those at-bats against Amsterdam, but the power's there. We've seen it this season. He does have a home run here at Cantine Field. 1-1 count to May. 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch. That one is looped to left field. Coming in on it is Hopko, and he's got it for out number 2. So 2 quick outs to start Adam Champlin's night in relief here in the bottom of the fourth. And coming to the plate will be Mike Cuello, who struck out in this game in the bottom of the second. Cuello this season comes in batting 158. Another guy that's been struggling behind May, both of them batting under 200. Still very early on in this season, and both the guys that have potential. So trying to get some early reps to change the momentum for themselves early into this PGCBL season. Here's the 1-0. That one's grounded right back to Champlin. He fields it over to first, and he retires the first three batters he faces here in the bottom of the fourth. We head to the fifth. The score stays the same, 2-0 Stallions. We'll be right back. Dan Schaum with you alongside Casey DeSell here in the Pack Hub broadcast booth. It's a new arm for the Stallions here in the top of the fifth. It's Nick Pettit, and he's been so effective this season for the Stallions. He leads the second in the PGCBL for strikeouts with 13 and leads the team as a whole.
Diringer did a good job tonight, going 4 innings strong, only giving up 1 hit and no runs, but no strikeouts, even though he did have a lot of guys with 2 strikes.
Yeah, 2 walks for Diringer tonight. His final line, like you said, 4 innings, a hit, 2 walks, no Ks, no runs. And Pettit comes in. He's pitched a lot of innings for the Stallions team this season. 7 overall, has appeared in 3 games, started 1. That one being the opener, against Oneonta on May 31st. Hasn't given up a run yet this season, a guy that's definitely aided in keeping the Stallion ERA the best in the league. Pettit, like we mentioned, 13 strikeouts. That's second best in the PGCBL. And it's best on the team. Looking for another clean outing here tonight. Comes out of Radford. And Pettit is a big guy in comparison to you and I, Casey. 6'3", 200. He's the rising redshirt senior out of Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Yeah, definitely a couple inches and pounds on me, that's for sure.
The first batter he'll face will be Brody Rayleigh, the extra hitter. He flew out to left field in that top of the second. First pitch from Pettit is a ball. Pettit this past season as a redshirt junior at Radford had a 5.25 ERA with 23 strikeouts. This pitch is grounded over to the left side. Hot trying to make a play on it, but it's put in a great spot right there by Brody Rayleigh. And the Oneonta Outlaws have a base runner here in the top of the fifth. Just a well-placed ball right there from Rayleigh. Really nothing that Hot could do. You're not expecting, but not really expecting a short grounder over there to the third base side. But a base runner here for the Outlaws, nobody out. It'll bring up Colton Harrison, was hit by a pitch in his first appearance to the plate in the top of the third, and would eventually steal second, get to third base, but was held right there, not coming home. First pitch is a strike. That's the first strike we've seen from Pettit tonight. A 1 count, top of the fifth here at Cantine Field. Stallions leading by 2. Looking to snap their 2-game losing streak. Rayleigh goes. He got a nice jump over there. The throw down by Anderson gets him in time.
Just a perfectly placed throw there from Anderson right on the bag. And Rodriguez is able to make the tag very easily.
Yeah, and Rayleigh right there was leading off at first. You kind of saw it coming. Zach Anderson prepared, made that throw from his knees, and it couldn't have been more accurate. So 1 out in this inning, a 1-1 count. Still Colton Harrison at the dish for the Outlaws. Here's the pitch. That one's in there for a strike. First base runner that's been caught stealing in this game for Zach Anderson. We saw Josh Blackmore catch a runner stealing in Utica last night. That one's in there for strike 3. So Pettit gets some help from his catcher Anderson and then is able to strike out Harrison for the second out of the inning here in the top of the 5th. First strikeout of the game for the Stallion staff.
Pettit doing a really good job there of getting ahead in the count early.
He's now tied at the top of the PGCBL leaderboard for strikeouts. First pitch is fouled back right there by Chase Armstrong. He's the DH tonight. He walked in his first trip to the plate in the top of the 3rd, eventually made it to second, but never able to get home, with Diringer doing a great job of stranding both runners at second and third. Here's the 0-1 from Pettit. That one is fouled off, and the count will be 0-2. Pettit making light work, producing soft contact and a nice strikeout against Harrison, looking for his second of the night and to retire the Outlaws in order here in the top of the 5th. Here's the pitch. Strike 3, he got him. Outlaws go down 1-2-3 in the top of the 5th, and the Stallions keep a 2-0 lead heading to the bottom half. Dan Shalom with you alongside Casey DeSalle here in the Pac Cup broadcast booth. Bottom of the 5th for the Stallions, and Casey, a great defensive assist by the catcher Zach Anderson in that top half to nab Brody Rayleigh at second base. Yeah,
you mentioned it. Rayleigh getting out with some weak contact over there on the third base side, but Anderson making him pay when he tried to steal on him.
Was really a great throw over, made it from his knees, was about leg level over there at second when Rayleigh was sliding in for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, if that throw was any more up, he would have been safe.
Rich Rodriguez to the plate, reached on a fielder's choice in that bottom of the 2nd, where Fritz Genther was tagged out at third base. Still looking for his first hit of the ball game. That one in there is a strike. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the Stable, our Saugerties Stallions podcast, where you can find it all over on Spotify, Facebook, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. Wherever you listen to your podcasts, we are there. We had Ethan Conrad on this past week, and our Director of Media, Rob Vanderbeck, joining us tomorrow. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. That one is hit over to third base. Bateman gathers, throws across the diamond. The throw is high, and it comes out. Rodriguez is safe over there. They'll rue it. Interference by Harrison, and Rodriguez is on with nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th.
As you said, it was ruled interference, but even if it wasn't ruled interference, Harrison did catch the ball, but he lost it on the tag there, so Rodriguez would have been safe either way.
It'll go down as an E5, so the first error of the game for the Outlaws, and the Stallions have a base runner here with Mario Trivella coming up. He has an RBI single in this game, that coming in the bottom of the 2nd, which brought Jarrett May home for the second run of the game. Gotta watch Rodriguez over there at first. Has a singular stolen base so far this season, but his speed, he just hasn't really had the opportunities to show it just yet. That one is a strike. 0-1 count, nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. Stallions leading by 2, looking to snap a 2-game losing streak here tonight at home. Here's the 0-1. That one hits Trivella. He'll go over to first base, and it seemed like Trivella didn't even want to leave the plate right there. He wanted to stay in and still bat.
Yeah, I mean, after that RBI in the first inning, why would you want to leave?
It hit him right on the elbow guard, too. He didn't even feel it.
It didn't seem like he felt it, or maybe he felt it, just didn't want to leave.
Regardless, it's runners at first and second here for the Stallions. Nobody out. It'll bring the catcher Zach Anderson to the dish. Has one of the 4 Stallions hits in this game.
Has one of the 4 hits, and he had that beautiful assist in the last inning.
Yes, he did. The Cypress College product looking to bring home a 3rd run of the game here for Saugerties, something they've struggled with in the past few games, leaving 23 runners on base. I've done a better job tonight, only 3 runners left on base through 4 innings of hitting. Rodriguez at second, Trivella over at first. Anderson at the plate. Here's the 1-0. That one is in there for a strike. Anderson, the 5'11", 190 rising sophomore out of Cypress College. Looking to knock in another run. The off-speed there is high from Champlin, and it'll be a 2-1 count. Now, get this. Anderson went to the same high school as Kelsey Whitmore. She was the first pitcher to appear in the Pioneer League, which is a major league just disassociated from the MLB. They're partners, but just a different professional league. So went to the same high school as the first female pitcher in an Atlantic League game. So something pretty cool that Zach Anderson's tied to as he battles here in a 2-2 count in the bottom of the 5th. Rodriguez over at second, Trivella at first. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Anderson fouls that one off to the left side, was early on the off speed. And the count will stay at 2-2. Anderson searching for his second RBI of the season here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the 2-2. That one's outside, and the count will go full. Second full count of the game against the Stallions. Champlin trying to work out of it. Nobody out in this inning with Rodriguez at second and Trivella over at first.
Anderson doing a good job of battling back in the set after he went down early.
Here's the payoff. Fouls it off, and the count will stay full. Anderson went to Ohio State in his freshman year before transferring over to Cypress. Out in California, one of the few guys on this team from California all the way out on the West Coast. Here's the payoff pitch to Anderson. That one is outside, and he works himself a walk. The Stallions have bases loaded here with nobody out in the bottom of the 5th.
A very quality at bat there from Anderson. He went down early, but he was able to battle back, and he drew a walk.
Now, all the runners in this inning have not been by the way of hits. It was an E5 to start out by Rodriguez. Then Trivella got hit by the pitch, and now Anderson walks, and a prime opportunity for Tyler back to knock home a run and has his first RBI of the season. Joined the team just a couple days ago, made his first appearance yesterday in Utica, like we mentioned. Walked twice, and with those 2 walks, stole 5 bags.
As you mentioned, hasn't had an RBI yet this season. Only played 1 game, though. But what better of an opportunity here? Any contact to the outfield will score a run.
Back stands at 6', 165 out of Sugar Hill, Georgia. Up here for the summer, goes to Wofford. When he's not playing with the Stallions, batted .286 there this past season. Still searching for his first hit of the year in the PGCBL. Here's the 1-0. That one's in there for a strike. Rodriguez is at third. Trivella is at second. Anderson at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th for the Stallions. Tyler back, the new addition at bat. That one is hit over into left center field. Scaling back is Hopko. He's got it for out number 1. Tagging to the plate is Rodriguez, and he'll score as the Stallions have a 3-0 lead. Moving up on the play is Trivella over to third.
Bach just doing his job there. All he had to do was put it in the outfield to spring a home run, and that's exactly what he did. Deep into left field, way too far for Hopko to even have a chance to make a play at the plate.
So the first RBI of the season for Tyler Back comes via the sac fly, and the Stallions have a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Byram Hott digging in. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Still has 2 runners on base. Trivella's over at third, and Anderson's at first. Hott swings through that one, and the count will be 0-1. This is a situation where you could send Anderson over at first, and if the throw goes down, the speedy Trivella could make his way home. A 1 count, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Stallions adding a 3rd run in this inning. Pickoff play over at first. Anderson's back in plenty of time.
Hott still searching for his first hit in this one, but he did hit the ball very hard last time out to center field.
A line out to center field last time around. Dale caught it just a few steps in front of the warning track. Here's the 0-1. That one is hit to right center field. As getting under it is Burnsworth. He'll throw it in, but tagging is Trivella, so it's back-to-back sac flies here for the Stallions in the bottom of the 5th, and they're up 4-0.
The Stallions doing a good job of just playing baseball, getting runners into at third base and just hitting flyouts. That's all you have to do to score runs, and it proves to be effective here in this 5th inning.
So Rodriguez and Trivella both scoring after Rodriguez was reached on an error and Trivella was hit by the pitch. Ethan Conrad up with 2 outs here in this bottom of the 5th. Has a home run in this game and definitely wants another one. That one's in there for a strike, and he's effective with 2 outs. 2 out of the 3 of his home runs, Casey, have come with 2 outs. So a guy that likes the 2 outs and is very effective when he's in that count. Here's the 0-1. That one's on the outside, and the count will be 1-1. Conrad, a guy that's going to make a decision on where he's going to school in the next few days, either Vanderbilt, Wake Forest, or Arkansas. Just going to have to wait and see. That one's off on the outside. The count will go to 2-1. I could tell you the news. Conrad could tell you the news. Someone else could tell you the news. You really don't know. You just have to stay tapped into the Stallions and Pack Hub across all social medias to hear what's going to happen next for the future of Ethan Conrad. Here's the 2-1 count. That one is down low, and the count will be 3-1.
As you mentioned, go visiting those 3 schools, Dan. If you had to take a guess, which school do you think Conrad will land at?
I really can't say whatsoever. I've heard only positive things about all 3 of the programs, so we're just going to have to wait and see. Conrad smokes this one over to second. Stepping on it there is Harden for the 3rd out of the inning, but the Stallions score 2 here in the bottom of the 5th. They hold a 4-0 lead as we head to the 6th. Dan Shalom with you alongside Casey DeSell here on a beautiful night in Saugerties. Sun setting on Cantine Field. And guess what, Casey? There's only 12 outs left before the sun sets on Oneonta here in this ballgame.
I like what you did there, Dan. And this game's been moving along pretty swiftly, knock on wood. A lot of good pitching from the Stallions so far as Diringer went forward in his pitch without allowing a run. And now On to pitch is Pettit for the Stallions.
Yeah, Pettit worked in that 5th inning, retired each batter he faced in order with the help of Zach Anderson, who nabbed Brody Rayleigh over there at 3rd. So he's faced the minimum through one inning of work and is tied at the top of the leaderboard for strikeouts in the PGCBL. Looking to take that lead here in the top of the 6th. He'll face Owen Burnsworth, the right fielder. Burnsworth put down a sac bunt in this game, which moved the runners to 2nd and 3rd for Oneonta in the top of the 3rd, but both runners clearly not being able to score, as the score does stand at 4-0. That pitch is whacked over to the left side. It will be foul, and the count will be 1-1. So both the Stallions' runs scored there in that bottom of the 5th. Neither came by way of the hit. Both reached on an error and a hit by pitch, so only one of those runners count as earned against Champlin's line. The other one, of course, does not count after the E5 over there by Bateman. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch from Pettit. That one's hit over to shortstop. Rodriguez has got it, throws it over to Resio for out number 1. Jack Bateman comes to the dish with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Bateman batting .278 coming into this game. Popped out over to Resio at 1st in the top of the 3rd. That one is fouled off to start the count. It'll be 0-1.
Pettit's doing a very good job of just pounding the strike zone. A lot of weak contact so far from the Outlaws today, so that's really all you want to see.
He's very effective. Has been the best pitcher so far for the Stallions this season. That one gets past Anderson, and it will be ball number 1. 1-1 count, 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Pettit has not allowed a run so far in 8 innings pitched this season. Looking to keep that going here tonight. Here's his 1-1. That one misses on the outside, and the count will go to 2-1. Here's the 2-1. That one's fouled off. Stallions searching to shut out the Outlaws for the 2nd time this season. Beat Oneonta in the season opener 11-0 at Damsmaski Field. Stallions will travel there later this week on Tuesday. That one misses. That'll be the 5th out of the 7 games remaining before the home-and-home versus Amsterdam on Wednesday and Thursday night. Pettit's worked himself into a full count. Here's the payoff pitch. Strike 3, he got him. 3rd strikeout of the night for Pettit, and there's 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, Pettit threw a 3-2 curveball there, and it looked like Bateman was way ahead of it and just swung and missed.
Top of the order here for the Outlaws, Tanner Hardin coming to the dish. He's 0 for 2 tonight with 2 groundouts to the infield. Batting .429 coming into this game, as that one's lined out to center field. Cuello's got it for out number 3. So once again, Pettit has faced the minimum here through 2 innings of work. Stallions keep the lead at 4. We head to the bottom half of the 6th. Saugerties leading 4-0. Dan Shalom with you alongside Casey DeSell here in the Pack Hub broadcast booth. Getting ready for the bottom of the 6th here from Cantine Field. And the Stallions offense, Casey, only 4 hits on the board, but 4 runs, looking a lot sharper than the past 2 games.
Yeah, the past 2 games, Amsterdam didn't score a single run. And then, although they did score 4 runs last night, the offense just didn't seem that very good. They left, was it 12 men on base, Dan?
Yeah, they left 14 on last night. So
14.
That definitely not good, but changing that here tonight. They only have 4 runners left on base through 5 innings of hitting. Ryan Resio coming to the plate now. Batting a .318 coming into this game, but so far tonight, 0 for 2. So searching for his first hit. Stallions looking to stay undefeated against Oneonta overall this season. Beat the Outlaws in Oneonta to start the season. First time they're hosting them here at Cantine Field on what's turned into a beautiful Wednesday night. Here's the 1-0. That one's outside. 2-0. Oneonta, funny enough, the only other team to beat Amsterdam besides the Stallions this season. They beat them on Friday night 10-4. Amsterdam sitting at 2nd in the league at 6-2, currently on a 2-game winning streak. That winning streak stemming from beating the Stallions here at Cantine Field on Sunday night 10-0. The 3-0 misses outside. Resio works himself a 4-pitch walk to open up the bottom of the 6th.
Really just not a competitive at-bat there for Chapman. 4 straight balls. Nothing you want to see from your pitcher to start an inning.
Resio has a single stolen base so far this season. We'll see if he's willing to tempt the arm of Pollock behind the dish. Fritz Genther up. He has a double so far in this game, and his last at-bat flew out to center. Here's the pitch. That one is fouled off to the right side. Count will be 0-1. Like we were saying before, the standings so far, Saugerties still atop the league at 7-2. Amsterdam a half game back. Oneonta stands at 6-3. If they were to win this game, they would be tied with the Stallions at the top of the table. Champlin takes a look over there at Resio. He's back in plenty of time. Champlin comes set. Here's the 0-1. That one's looped into center field. Dale's under it for out number 1. And now it'll be Jarrett May coming to the dish, the extra hitter. He's 0 for 1 tonight.
That was the second time tonight that Fritz Genther has fly out to center field.
Back-to-back times for Genther that he's flowing out. There to center field, like you mentioned, Casey. May batting 176 coming into this game. Another guy that was brought up from Weber. Resio got a huge jump there. He goes over to second. He will be safe. And Resio started running there before Champlin even lifted his right leg.
Yeah, Champlin didn't even take a look at him before he threw that ball at the plate. Resio able to get a good jump and stolen base as a result.
Second stolen base of the season for Resio. The Stallions have a runner in scoring position here with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Another huge lead from Resio. He dashes over to third and gets there standing. Back-to-back stolen bases for Ryan Resio, and now a sac fly gets home the 5th Stallions run of this game.
Champlin must be doing something that Resio has picked up on, because back-to-back stolen bases on back-to-back pitches there.
And Resio was going before Champlin even started the motion, not even willing to give a look. Great social awareness there from Resio, and it gives May a prime opportunity to drive home a run. That one's in the dirt, gets away. Resio comes home, and he will steal home standing. So Resio steals 3 bases and comes home for the 5th run of the game. Stallions lead at 5-0.
And that run was solely generated by Resio's base running ability right there.
Resio, not a guy known for his speed, was able to get home there on the pass ball by Pollock. And May works himself a walk. So everything going wrong here for Adam Champlin in the bottom of the 6th. Walks, Resio. He's able to steal second and third, then reaches home on the pass ball, and then another walk right there to Jarrett May. And the Stallions have a base runner with one out here in the bottom of the sixth.
Resio's walk was coming on a 4-0 count, and Mays is a 4-1. So Champlin having a tough time finding the zone here.
That one's hit into deep right center by Cuello. Dale is under it, and he's got it for out number 2. So both outs in this inning. Falling into the hands of Jacoby Dale out there in center field, and with 2 outs, it'll be Rich Rodriguez. Rodriguez reached on an E5 last inning, and then was able to come around to score on a sac fly by Tyler Back. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Stallions have scored a run here in this bottom half. May is standing at first. Rodriguez swings through the pitch for strike 1. 0-1 count here in the bottom of the 6th. 2 outs in the inning. That one's in there for a strike, and Champlin gets himself into an 0-2 count. Rodriguez still looking for his first hit of the game, reached on a fielder's choice in the bottom of the 2nd, and then an E5 in that bottom of the 5th. Here's the 0-2. That one's popped up on the infield. Hit right into Champlin. We'll see who gets it. It will be Harrison, and he's got it for out number 3. Stallions put up a run here in the bottom of the 6th. We're 2/3 of the way through here from Cantine Field. Outlaws coming to bat in the top of the 7th. We'll be right back. Dan Schaum with you alongside Casey DeSelle here in the Pac Cup broadcast booth. Top of the 7th coming up here from Cantine Field. And Casey, the past 3 runs that the Stallions have scored, they haven't had one hit to drive home any of those runs. It's been 2 sac flies and then a bunch of stolen bases and a pass ball.
Yeah, and a lot of guys getting on with those walks. We've seen 3 or 4, I think, in the last couple innings here.
Yeah, 4 walks in the past 2 innings for the Stallions. They've done a great job on the hitting side. And on the pitching side, Nick Pettit settled in nicely into this game, has faced the minimum through 2 innings of relief, and he'll continue his outing against Brendan Connolly, the second baseman, who's 0 for 2 tonight here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, Pettit has struck out half of his batters so far.
That one misses down low for ball 1. Pettit 3 strikeouts so far. That one misses on the outside. It'll be 2-0. Here's the 2-0 count. There's strike 1 as Connolly swings it through it.
Connolly was way ahead of that pitch.
And Pettit overall has done just a great job this season. He's only let up 4 hits, giving up none so far here tonight. That one's chopped to the left side foul. And the count will be 2-2.
Hey, he's only given up 4 hits, and he's still yet to give up a run. So very solid season so far for Nick Pettit.
Now he leads the PGCBL with 16 strikeouts. That's a pretty good number through now 9 innings of work, if you ask me. 2-2 count. Pettit searching for number 17 here in the top of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Strike 3, he got him. Back-to-back strikeouts for Pettit, and he now has 17 strikeouts through 9 1/3 innings of work.
That was like a changeup on the outer half of the plate there. Conley was way ahead of that pitch. Not able to do anything with that.
Jacoby Dale digging in, the center fielder. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Lined out to center field in his last at-bat. That coming in the top of the 4th. Dale coming into this game batted .391. Really the core of this Outlaw offense. Went 2 for 3 against Utica on Monday night with an RBI and a walk. That one's fouled off, and Pettit's got himself into another 0-2 count. Now searching for number 18. Here's the pitch from Pettit. That one is down low and misses, and the count will go to 1-2. Pettit 4 strikeouts tonight. 17 overall. That one, he goes around, strike 3.
Yeah, Pettit's in a groove right now. He made Dale look silly with that swing. Dale didn't even know what was coming.
That's now 5 strikeouts for Nick Pettit through just 2 2/3 innings of work.
Yeah, very efficient.
He'll look to strike out the side against Jack Hopko. Hopko had a double in his last plate appearance. That was in the top of the 4th. That one's in there for a strike on the outside half. It's 0-1. That one misses. Pettit, like we mentioned, now has 18 strikeouts through 9 2/3 innings of work this season. Been a strikeout machine. Leads the PGCBL in that category. Here's the 1-1. He's got it for strike 2. Pettit looking to strike out the side and earn himself strikeout number 19 of the season. Here's the 1-2. That one's popped off to the left side. The count will stay 1-2. And you really can't talk about how effective Pettit has been. Pitched 3 innings against Oneonta, 1 against Boonville, and then 6 strikeouts against Glens Falls on June 4th, this being his first appearance since then, and he's been brilliant. Here's the 1-2. That one's hit into left field. Back chugging, diving, misses the catch, Going to second for his second double of the game is Jack Hopko, and the Outlaws have their first base runner here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, it's a tough play for Bach out there in left field. He got to jump on it. It was just too far to his right to make that play.
Yeah, Bach just missed it out there. Went full extension, just missing it. So now with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th, it'll bring Kyle Pollock to the plate. Pollock was in this exact same situation in the top of the 4th, ended up grounding out over to third base. 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Nick Pettit giving up his first hit of the outing here in the top of the 7th. Just his 5th hit given up in 9 2/3 innings of work. Pollock batted .333 coming into this game. 0 for 2 tonight. Here's Pettit's 0-1-0. Just misses. It'll be 2-0.
The first batter you've really seen Pettit get behind here. I haven't seen many 2-0, 2-1 counts for him today.
He's been extremely efficient. Really hasn't had to work hard in any of his counts so far. Here's the 2-0. That one misses. 3-0, the first 3-0 count of the night for Nick Pettit. Hopko making some motion over there at second, definitely throwing Pettit off his timing a little bit. It's a 3-0 count, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. The pitch is in there for strike 1. Pollock played for the Stallions last season, batted .244 in 21 games. Played for Marist this past season, so teammates with Byram Hott, Jack Wren, and Ethan Conrad. Hopko leads off second. This one's fouled off. Anderson chases it down, but it'll go foul. And Pettit's done a nice job getting himself back into the count from 3-0 down. Now it's 3-2.
Yeah, 2 straight fastballs, one looking and one fouled off, got him back into this count. Otsudi goes to here to try and get Pollock out.
Looking for his 3rd strikeout of the inning. 3-2, 2 out here in the top of the 7th. Pettit deals that one, just misses upstairs, and it's the first walk of the evening for Nick Pettit.
There's like a curveball there that just missed the top half of the zone.
Just missed on the upper half. Home plate umpire Jeff Ramsdale not giving it to him. It'll bring up Brody Rayleigh. Rayleigh did single in that top of the 5th, but then was caught stealing by Zach Anderson. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Runners at 1st and 2nd for the Outlaws. First pitch from Pettit is a strike.
Doing a good job of bouncing back from that walk. First pitch strike there from Pettit.
Hop goes at 2nd. Pollock's at 1st. Pettit looking to get out of the jam. Here's the pitch. That one misses down low. And Anderson lost track of it. And a mistake there by Zach Anderson allows both runners to move up 90 feet. Now, Anderson thought that ball got by him, but it really was right in front of him. It was a great block to begin with, just couldn't locate the baseball.
I was just going to mention that. Yeah, it was a great block. He just lost it, unfortunately.
So now Hop goes at 3rd, Pollock's at 2nd. Here's the 1-1. It's in there for a strike. And Pettit is 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. This is similar to that top of the 3rd where Oneonta had runners at 2nd and 3rd, and Diringer was able to get out of the jam. Pettit looking to do the same. Here's the 1-2. That one's down low. Anderson gets the block, but it gets away from him, and the Outlaws score their first run of the game. Just a passed ball by Zach Anderson. You haven't seen that very much from him all game long. Allows Hopko to score, and it's a 5-1 game. That run is unearned against Nick Pettit.
Yeah, Anderson making a very good attempt there to try and block that one. Just a little too far outside for him. Hopefully Pettit can dial in here and strike out Rayleigh.
2 pass balls in a row by Zach Anderson. Is able to stop that one. And the count will go full. 3-2, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. The Outlaws scoring their first run of the game by way of the passed ball. Jack Hopko reaching home after he doubled with 2 outs. Here's the payoff pitch. That one is fouled off.
The first run of the game for the Outlaws, but also the first run of the season allowed during Nick Pettit pitching.
Standing over at 3rd is Kyle Pollock. Pettit looking to get himself out of this jam. Here's the 3-2. Strike 3, he got him swinging. That's now 19 strikeouts on the season through 10 innings of work for Nick Pettit. The Outlaws score their first run of the inning. We'll keep it right here for the 7th inning stretch. Dan Chalm with you alongside Casey DeSell here in the Pack Hub broadcast booth. Outlaws scoring their first run of the game, Casey, in that top half of the 7th.
Yeah. Pettit gave up a double to Hopko in that inning and came across to score on a passed ball later in the inning.
That run being unearned, so still no earned runs going against Nick Pettit's line so far this season. He has 19 strikeouts through 10 innings of work. It's Mario Trivella, the second baseman, at the dish to open up here in the bottom of the 7th. He hits a line drive down the left field side, and he'll be on with a stand-up single here in the bottom half of the 7th. Excuse me. Adam Champlin looks like his night is over, giving up that leadoff single. It's a Dallas Hot Wieners call to the bullpen. We're going to step aside here on the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel. We'll be right back. Dan Chalm with you alongside Casey DeSell here in the Pack Hub broadcast booth. End of the night for Adam Champlin. He leaves 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, 4 runs, 3 earned. It could be 4 earned. He is responsible for Trivella at first. 3 walks, no Ks. Casey, it's surprising. Champlin only giving up his first hit of the night to Trivella in this bottom half of the 7th, but the Stallions still scoring 4 runs off of him.
Yeah, it is surprising. That's all due to the fact that he walked 4 people and he also a few passed balls that brought him by and a lot of stolen bases.
Next game for the Stallions will be but right now they're trying to close out and get some insurance runs here in the bottom of the 7th, up by 4.
Yeah, some insurance would be huge here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Mario Trivella already on first base, looking to bring him home.
It'll be Zach Anderson at the dish. Anderson so far in this game is 1 for 1 with a walk. Was instrumental in loading the bases for the Stallions in that bottom of the 5th. The new pitcher on the mound for Oneonta is number 26, Liam Blair. The 6'6" rising junior stands at 227 pounds out of Plymouth State. The Davenport Center, New York native. And Casey, this guy is tall and has lots of velocity with that high arm angle.
Well, yeah, when you're 6'6", 227 pounds, you're almost bound to have high velocity.
This one's popped up to first base by Anderson. Harrison's got it for out number 1. And the arm angle is quite odd from Blair. He kind of takes it up, and then his elbow is somewhat like above his head as he deals the baseball, giving him lots of speed.
It'll be interesting to see how the Stallions adjust to that new arm angle. It's a very different arm angle. It's very rare you see that.
Big credit to our producer, AJ DiBenedetto, for us tonight, making us look good on and off the air with the new graphics, new advertisements. Big props to him tonight. Him and I will be on the air on Friday up at UAlbany. That's a 4:30 p.m. start. So the first afternoon game of the season for the Stallions on Friday. Trivella stands over at first, 1 out here in this bottom of the 7th. That one's in there for the first strike. Tyler Back is at the plate. A sac fly in his last trip, which scored the third run of the game for the Stallions. Byram hot on deck also with the sac fly in his last at-bat, which brought home the 4th run. Trivella was caught there, but the ball gets past the first baseman Harrison, and he's going to move up 90 feet for free.
Yeah, Blair froze Trivella there at first base, but Harrison unable to come up with that pickoff, and Trivella gets second base because of that.
Second error of the game for Oneonta. That was just a clear pickoff. Had Trivella by a mile, but Blair throws it over the head of Harrison, and Trivella gets to move to second. Back searching for his second RBI of the night. 1-1 count, 1 out. Puts down bunt, is able to pull it back in time. It'll be ball 2. And we saw a pitcher error last night with Michael Cunningham, who was in the game for the Stallions trying to get the final 6 outs. Threw it over the head of Matt McIntyre, which allowed the 2 winning runs for Utica to score. Both of those not being against Cunningham, but just a brutal mistake which threw the game away, and another hurtful error here for the Outlaws in the bottom of the 7th. A nice block there by Pollock. Count goes to 3-1, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Outlaws putting up their first run of the game in the top half. Stallions leading by 4, looking to snap their 2-game losing streak here tonight at Cantine Field. Trivella gets his lead off of second. Here's the pitch by Blair. 3-1 misses on the outside. It's the first walk of the night for Tyler Back, here with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th.
The first time tonight we'll see Bach on the base, and maybe the first time we'll see him use that speed.
He's going to need Trivella to steal ahead of him. Definitely an opportunity for the double steal, or maybe even a hit and run with Byram hot at the plate. Had a sac fly, which brought home the 4th Stallion run of the game in the bottom of the 5th. Hot fouls this one off to the right side. Count will be 0-1. Hot this season, now 9 RBIs. He's only behind Ethan Conrad, who has 10 on this team, of course, not overall in the league. Hot went 0 for 4 against Amsterdam with a strikeout, still batting .300 on the year. Had an off night last night against Utica, but has played the most games out of anybody on this squad, playing 8 out of 9 so far in this campaign.
Yeah, he played the first 8 for the Stallions, so just want to give him a day off, maybe to reset his head after going 0 for 4 against Amsterdam.
Trivella stands at second, Backs at first. It's an 0-1 count here to Byram Hott. That one's outside. The count will go to 1-1. Ethan Conrad awaits on deck. He has a home run in this ball game. That was the first run of the game for the Stallions squad in the bottom half of the first. Hot looking to give the Stallions a little bit of insurance. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one's in there for strike 2. Trivella's over at second. Backs at first. Hot at the plate in a 1-2 count here with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled off to the right side. And we'll do it again at 1-2.
Yeah, Hot got a swing started a little late there. Good job of just fouling that one off, so he gets another one.
2 errors in this game for the Outlaws. One of those coming in this inning, which allowed Trivella to advance over to second. Back working himself a walk. And a great opportunity for Byram Hott to get himself going here in the bottom half of the 7th. Here's the pitch. The off-speed is in there for strike 3. He gets Hott looking for his second strikeout of the night. brings up Ethan Conrad with runners at first and second and 2 outs in the inning. Homered with 2 outs in the inning in that bottom of the first, looking to do so right here, right now. Hot, a member of that national transfer portal team through Pack Hub, and has been on the recruiting trail in the past few days down at Wake Forest and Vanderbilt in the last 3 days. A guy with unlimited power, showing that here tonight with that home run, batting .455 coming into this one, 10 RBIs on the season, and leads the PGCBL in home runs with 3. Here's the 1-0 from Blair. That one's upstairs. Conrad takes it, and the count will go 2-0.
Not a guy you want to fall behind into the with the count here with runners on base. Ethan Conrad, as you mentioned, home run already tonight. Let's see what he can do with a 2-0 pitch.
Blair deals. That one finds the zone. Conrad not agreeing with Jeff Ramsdale's call right there. Counts 2-1. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 7th. Trivella at second, back at first. Conrad's at the plate. Blair trying to get out of the jam. Here's the pitch. The off-speed misses upstairs. And Conrad's got a dangerous 3-1 count.
The 2-1 from Blair there was a curveball. Looked like it came with a hand a little early. High.
And now Conrad hunting anything in the middle of the zone. The high velocity at Blair makes it easy for him. If he makes contact, the ball is going to go far. Here's the 3-1. That one's inside. Conrad works himself a walk, and the Stallions have bases loaded here in the bottom of the 7th with 2 out. And Blair's motion really doesn't switch from the off-speed to the fastball. It looks like the same thing coming out of the hand, but having a lot harder time locating the off-speed than the fastball. Ryan Rescio at the dish now with bases loaded, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 7th. Rescio walked to start the bottom half of the 6th, then stole second and third before reaching home on a pass ball for the 5th Stallion run of the ballgame. Blair trying to work himself out of the jam. Here's the 0-1. That one's upstairs, and the count will be 1-1. And something we really haven't seen that much from head coach Colin Martin. He's standing on the side of the dugout right now, really being intimate with Fritz Genther, who's on deck, and giving his players some advice in a high-pressure situation. Here's the 1-1 to Rescio. It misses outside, and the count's 2-1.
Yeah, anything you can do to help your players out, even just calm them down before big moments like this. It shows leadership, and it shows a lot, and it shows a lot for the players.
Rescio went 0 for 4 last night with a walk against Utica, looking for his first hit in 2 games. Here's the pitch. That one is upstairs, almost hit him. And the count will be 3-1 for the second straight batter. Rescio doing a great job. Plate discipline, waiting for his pitch here in the 3-1.
Yeah, Blair in danger of walking in a run here. Now he has to make 2 good pitches in a row.
Here's the 3-1. Rescio swings through it, and the count will go full. Bases are loaded. Bottom of the 7th, 3-2, 2 outs. Rescio at the dish. Blair comes set. Here's the pitch. Runners will go, and Rescio swings for strike 3. The Stallions strand the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 7th. Blair gets out of the jam. The Stallions still leading by 4 as we head to the 8th inning. Dan Shalom with you alongside Casey DeSell in the Pack Hub broadcast booth. New pitcher on the mound for Saugerties is Elias Conway. Nick Pettit leaves the game with a great line. That's 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run not earned as an error was committed there. A passed ball on Zach Anderson, a walk, 6 strikeouts. Pettit leaves the game with 19 strikeouts through 10 innings of work. That leads the entire PGCBL. You really couldn't have asked for a better 3 innings out of Pettit in the middle innings. And to come and close out the game will be Elias Conway, the Delaware product, who struggled last time out. He came in against Amsterdam after Mason Compton's 4 innings clean. Pitched 1 inning, gave up 3 runs, 2 earned on 4 walks, and a strikeout. So Conway looking to bounce back here with a 4-run lead.
Yeah, the pitching has been spectacular tonight. Both Diringer and Pettit doing a great job on the mound, only allowing 1 run and 3 hits between the both of them.
Conway this season sporting a 2.57 ERA through 3 appearances, has thrown 7 overall innings, has 12 strikeouts, but the 6 walks is something you circle. 4 of those coming against Amsterdam, where the Stallions let up 12 overall. His first batter will be Colton Harrison here in the top of the 8th, as Conway looks to shut down the Outlaws. In the final 2 innings, first pitch is a strike, and it'll be 0-1. Harrison still looking for his first hit of the entire season. Has played 4 games and has been hit by the pitch 6 times, including once tonight. We saw Conway working through his motions with pitching coach Rich Doobie last night out in Utica through a bullpen before tonight's appearance, really working on his release point. Hoping that comes through tonight. He's ahead early in this count, 1-2.
Conway working with Doobie, really just trying to figure out what went wrong for him in that Amsterdam game. Because in Oneonta, Glens Falls, he did pretty good. Both 3 innings pitched and no runs allowed in either of those outings.
Strike 3, he got him. First batter that Conway sees is a strikeout, and there's 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Casey, you talk about that. Conway, before that Amsterdam game, pitched 6 innings overall, only giving up a singular hit and 11 strikeouts. So it was an electric start to the season for Conway before regressing a little bit against the Mohawks, but he's off to a good start here tonight. Chase Armstrong, the DH, digging in. Strike 1 to him. Armstrong got caught looking in the top half of the 5th. Is 0 for 1 tonight with a walk coming in the top of the 3rd. Here's Conway's 0-1. That one misses outside. Conway stands at 6'1", 185 out of East Nassau, New York. Here's his 1-1. Gets ahead of Armstrong, and the count will be 1-2.
Yeah, this really looks like the Conway we saw in his first 2 outings.
Just trying to rebuild his confidence after a bump in the road against Amsterdam on Sunday night. Strike 3, he got him. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the top half of the 8th for Conway, and there's 2 outs in the inning. This is the Conway that we're familiar with. In that Oneonta outing, where he did face this team, pitched 3 of the middle innings, only faced 12 batters with 6 strikeouts, and has 2 to start his night here.
Yeah, 6 strikeouts against Oneonta and 5 against Glens Falls.
He now has 14 strikeouts overall. That ranks 3rd in the entire PGCBL, excuse me.
And 2nd on the Stallions.
2nd on the Stallions, only behind Nick Pettit, who has 19, who came into this game and threw 3 clean innings with 2 hits, 1 run unearned, and 6 strikeouts. Here's Conway's 1-1. That one just misses on the inside, and the count will go to 2-1. Conway looking to strike out the side against the right fielder Owen Burnsworth. That one's popped up behind the plate. Anderson should have a play. Ooh, he gets it, bangs against the wall for out number 3, but Anderson is down over there on the right side.
Yeah, it looked like his chin or nose caught the top of the brick backstop here at Cantine.
We're going to step away here for a moment, sending best wishes to Zach Anderson. Here, bottom of the 8th coming up. We're going to Dan Challen with you alongside Casey DeSalle here in the Pac Hub broadcast booth. And Casey, what a play behind the plate to end that top of the 8th inning. Zach Anderson bumping up against the brick wall, leaves the game with a busted lip. Seems like he's going to be okay, but what a gritty play back there.
Yeah, thankfully he's okay. It looked like it could have been really bad, it looked like his mouth on the brick backstop here at Cantine. But once again, you said a spectacular play to stick with it.
It just shows how dedicated he is to this squad. Left the game, is supposedly still in the lineup. We'll see who's out there catching for the top half of the 9th. But truly an athletic play back there by Zach Anderson for the final third out of the inning. So a great start to the night for Elias Conway coming in relief. 2 strikeouts, and then that beautiful play by Anderson phases the minimum in the top half of the 8th. And the Stallions will have their 5, 6, and 7 batters coming to bat here in the bottom half of the 8th. Liam Blair will stay out there for his 2nd inning of work. Fritz Genther in this game had a double in the bottom of the 2nd, but since then has flown out to center back-to-back times.
Yeah, he's seen the ball well tonight. He's hitting the ball to the outfield all 3 at-bats. So hopefully he can get a good pitch here from Blair and put it in the outfield for a hit this time.
Stallions holding a 4-run lead here in the bottom of the 8th. Looking to snap their 2-game losing streak and stay atop the PGCBL standings. First pitch is in there for a strike to Genther. The Stallions in this game only leaving 8 runners on base. They've had 23 in the last 2 games, had 14 last night, and then 9 against Amsterdam on Sunday. So that number down, which is the most important thing in this game. Genther swings through it for strike 2. And now it's 0-2 with nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. Blair comes set. Here's his 0-2. That one is bounced down in the dirt, and the count will go to 1-2. You look ahead for the Stallions. They'll play against Albany on Friday after an off day tomorrow. Then we'll take a trip back here to Cantine Field to play Glens Falls, and then will travel to Glens Falls for the first time this season on Sunday to recap these last 3 days. Here's the 1-2. Genther gets a little bit of contact. It's fouled back, and the count will stay at 1-2.
As mentioned, Saugerties' next game is against Albany. 2-0 against Albany this year, but the last game was a lot closer than the first game.
Yeah, it was 16-2 last Wednesday against Albany, and then on Friday, Saugerties only won 2-1 right back here at Cantine Field. Should be a good one up at UAlbany on Friday. Genther lays off, and the count will go to 2-2. Stallions putting up 13 hits in that Wednesday win against Albany, but only putting up 6 against Albany on Friday. A true Jekyll and Hyde performance. Here's the 2-2 to Genther. He puts that one in play, but they'll say it comes foul, and we'll do it again at 2-2. Stallions with the win will stay atop the league, which is most important after losing against Amsterdam. The Mohawks tonight, well, they're off. They'll play tomorrow against Oneonta, so a little test for this Outlaws team as Amsterdam gets the night off after a 6-5 win against Albany last night. Pitches upstairs. The count will go full 3-2. And in that game against Albany, Albany actually led in that one before Amsterdam tied it up. Then a grand slam by Cade Ladahoff in the bottom of the 8th gave Amsterdam a 6-1 lead. Albany putting up 4 runs in that top half of the 9th, just not getting that sacred 5th to tie the game, and Amsterdam escaping with the win. Here's the 3-2. Genther pokes this one to left field for a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, Genther went 0 for 3 last night with just 1 walk, but leaving 5 men on base. Good bounce-back night for him, 2 for 4 with a double and a single tonight.
Yeah, good performance from Genther after going 0 for 3 last night with a walk and 2 strikeouts against Utica. It'll bring Jared May to the plate. He's still looking for his first hit in the night, has walked twice so far in this game. Genther speedy over there at first base, has 4 stolen bases so far this season, and could be looking for another one to pad that Stallion lead. First pitch to May is down in the dirt. The count's 1-0. Here's the 1-0 to May. That one's upstairs. May's maybe not produced a hit tonight, but he's had great plate vision, walking twice.
Yeah, he definitely had great plate vision in his last at-bat, although the first time he did get hit, so I don't
worked
give him
himself
for that.
into a good count and then got hit. So, hit batter in this game, Jarrett May, along with, of course, Oneonta has Colton Harrison on the other side, and he's gotten plunked 6 times in 4 games, Casey, and he still does not have a hit this season, yet has come around to score 4 times.
Yeah, whether he wants to or not, he's going to be on base, it seems. The ball seems to be magnetized towards him.
Here's the 2-1 to May. Going on the play is Genther, and he's in there safe. The ball gets into the outfield, but Genther will stay at second. It's the first stolen base of the night for Fritz, and he's at second base now in the bottom of the 8th. It's Genther's 5th stolen base of the year, and now May in an RBI opportunity. Here with the runner in scoring position with nobody out in a 2-2 count. Blair just wanted to get the ball that he liked. Didn't get like the one that he got at first. Threw it back to umpire Jeff Ramsdale. Now gets the one he does want, and he sets for the 2-2. Here's the pitch upstairs, full count. Here's the payoff. Upstairs, and May works himself his 3rd walk of the night. Stallions with runners at first and second here with nobody out in the bottom of the 8th.
Now I'll heavily agree with you. Really good at bat there. He went down early in that count and is able to battle for a walk.
Mound visit, and there'll be another Dallas Hot Wieners called to the bullpen here for Oneonta in the bottom of the 8th. We're going to step aside. Stallions leading by 4 with runners at first and second. Dan Shaw with you alongside Casey DeSell here in the Pac Hub broadcast booth. And Casey, there's a new pitcher on the mound here for Oneonta. It's number 25, Lawrence Ellenson.
Yeah, Lawrence Ellenson, the 6-foot, 190 pounder, coming from LIU. The righty has only appeared once this season, only throwing .1 innings.
He threw that third. Gave up a hit in that one. Only faced 3 batters before getting pulled. That was against Mohawk Valley last night. So back-to-back nights of work for Lawrence Ellenson here for the Oneonta Outlaws. Liam Blair leaves the game just 1 inning pitched. He is responsible for Genther over at second and May at first if they were to score. So his final line cannot be determined just yet. Does leave the game with 2 strikeouts and 3 walks. So not the performance that you necessarily want out of Blair. Was able to take care of business in that top half of the 7th, but has let Lawrence Ellison here with some trouble in the bottom of the 8th with Mike Quayo coming to the dish.
Yeah, never a good outing when you have more walks than strikeouts. Something you don't want to see from your pitcher.
Also gives up 2 hits. Ellenson will look to try and work out of this jam. Once again, Genther standing at second, May at first, nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. Quayle looking for his first hit of the night. First pitch is blocked right there by Pollock. Keeps it right in front of him, and the count will be 1-0. And we see a submariner type style here from Lawrence Ellenson. A 6-foot, 190 pounder.
Yeah, I mean, going from that high angle from Blair to a submarine-esque angle from Ellenson, it's got to be difficult for the Stallion hitters.
Quayo trying to bring Genther home from second. Here's the 1-0. And Quayo checks his swing and fouls the ball off in the process. It'll be 1-1. Here's the 1-1 from Ellenson. Gets Quayo swinging, and the count will be 1-2. Ellenson doing a nice job inserting himself into this game. 2 straight strikes on Quayo. Nobody out here in this bottom of the 8th. Stallions looking for their first win in 3 games. Genther making some motion over there at second. Here's the pitch. That one is down low. It gets by Pollock, and both runners will move up 90 feet. Genther now at third, and May over at second on the passed ball.
Just before Ellenson threw that pitch, I was going to say he's done a good job coming in here with runners on scoring position, but then he threw that passed ball, and now they moved up 90 feet.
And remember, both runners still will fall on Liam Blair if they were to score, as Lawrence Ellison only getting brought in for Quayo. Here's the 2-2. That one is inside, and the count will go full. 3-2 count here to Mike Cuello, searching for his first hit of the game. Batting 158 coming into this one would be a perfect time for a base knock. Here's the payoff pitch. That one is looped out into right center field. Under it is Burnsworth. Tagging is Genther. May tags over to third. He will get in there. And it's a sac fly as the Stallions' lead is extended to 5 here in the bottom of the 8th.
And Mike Cuello doing a good job of doing a job. Just serving the ball out there to right field far enough to where Genther could score, sorry.
Genther able to score on that play. It'll bring up Rich Rodriguez. Rodriguez in this game, he's 0 for 1, reached on a fielder's choice and an error before popping up over to first base in the top half of the, or bottom half of the 6th, excuse me. May's over at third here in the bottom of the 8th. Stallions leading 6-1. Looking to notch their 8th win of the season in 10 games. Would be quite the hot start if they start 8-2. Here's the 1-0. That one misses down low, and the count will go to 2-0. 8-2 would be the best record for the Stallions in the PGCBL era to start if they are able to close out this game in the top half of the 9th. Seemingly like it'll be Elias Conway who will be out there to try and lock down this game. Retired each batter he faced in order in that top half of the 8th by way of 2 strikeouts and then a beautiful play by Zach Anderson. This one's hit to the left side right past the glove of Hardin, and it's an RBI single for Rich Rodriguez as the Stallions lead it 7-1 here in the bottom of the 8th.
Looked like Rich Rodriguez got an off-speed pitch there and was all over it, hitting a hard ground ball in between Hardin and Bateman there. Bringing home another Nacarado insurance run. Over 50 years and 50 carriers. Nacarado has you covered.
Back-to-back RBIs for the Stallions by way of Mike Cuello, and then Rich Rodriguez extends the lead to 6 here in the bottom of the 8th. Mario Trivella now at the plate, singled in the bottom of the 7th. So that one's inside. Another pass ball in this inning for Pollock. Moving up to second is Rich Rodriguez, and now another runner in scoring position here for the Stallions.
Yeah, Trivella doing his best limbo move there, Dan.
That's now 2 pass balls in this inning for Pollock. He allowed the pass ball that allowed Cuello and May to move up to second and third, and now another one missed, and it allows Rodriguez to be at second here in a 1-0 count with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. That one's down low, misses. It'll be 2-0. Count. 7-1 Stallions lead here in the bottom of the 8th. Trivella fouls this one off to the right side. On the count will be 2-1. Rodriguez over there at second. Does have a stolen base on the season. Probably not the time to steal a base, up 6 runs here in the bottom of the 8th, but definitely could score if a ball's hit to the outfield by Trivella. Here's the 2-1. That one's into left field. Hopko is under it, and he gathers for out number 2. 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th, and it'll be a pinch hitter for the Stallions. Josh Blackmore coming to the plate. He'll be in now for Zach Anderson, so Anderson not returning to this game after that hard play at the back of the wall.
Yeah, unfortunate to see that he won't be returning to this game because he's had a pretty good game. He's 1 for 2 tonight with a walk and a single, and he also made that great play, as he mentioned.
So Blackmore in. He'll catch the top half of the 9th. Rodriguez is still over there at second base. Blackmore DH'd last night against Utica. Went 1 for 4 in that game with an RBI single and makes his first appearance here tonight as a pinch hitter. Ellenson deals. That one's popped up to the right side. Harrison grabs it for out number 3. 2 runs for the Stallions here in the bottom of the 8th. They look to close out this game in the top of the 9th. We'll be right back. You're watching Stallions Baseball here on the Saugerties YouTube. Dan Shalom with you alongside Casey DeSell, Elias Conway, on for the final 3 outs of this game. And Casey, the Stallions are looking for their first win here in 3 games. Would be a big one at Cantine Field if they can close out with a 6-run lead.
Yeah, it'll be good for them to bounce back after that tough loss to Amsterdam and that close one yesterday. And hopefully bringing some momentum into that stretch of 6 games we have coming up.
Yeah, they're going to start against Albany on Friday, an Albany team that plays teams very tightly. Lost to Amsterdam 6-5 last night, and then, of course, Saugerties only beating Albany by 1 here at Cantine Field last Friday. So it will definitely be a good one. We'll have all that action for you up in Albany, 4:30 start on Friday. But right here, right now, Conway searching for the final 3 outs of this game, and the Stallions as a whole looking for their 2nd win of the season over Oneonta. Conway's done a great job so far in that top half of the 8th. Back-to-back strikeouts and then a pop-up over to the catcher, Zach Anderson. Josh Blackmore is behind the dish now after Anderson leaves the game with injury. We hope that he's okay. 10-1-2 for the Outlaws as they try and get anything going here in the top of the 9th. Haven't scored since that top of the 7th, in which a pass ball by Zach Anderson allowed the only run of the game to score. That run being Jack Hopko, who had a double to left field and then stole 3rd, was able to come around to home and plate the only run. That one not going against Nick Pettit. So the Stallion staff, 0 earned runs through 8 innings. This is the staff that we're used to.
Yeah, the staff that we saw early on the first 5 games that were very dominant.
Here's Conway's 1-1. Foul back. Bateman staying in the count. It'll be 1-2 here in the top of the 9th.
Conway's been doing a good job of getting ahead of every batter he's faced so far.
Here's Conway's 1-2. Bat is cracked. Throw over to first in time over to Rescio, and there's 1 out here in the top of the 9th. It'll bring up the top of the order here in the 9th inning for Oneonta. It'll be Tanner Harden, the shortstop, who's 0 for 3 tonight. And a comprehensive performance by this pitching staff. Sean Diringer starting it off with 4 innings, 0 earned runs, 2 walks. Then Nick Pettit coming in for 3 clean innings of work, 1 run unearned, 6 strikeouts. He leads the PGCBL with 19 in 10 innings. And Conway doing a great job so far retiring every batter he's faced in order. Here's the 0-1. That one's fouled back by Harden. It's an 0-2 count.
Yeah, the pitching staff has done really good here tonight, only allowing 2 hits to the top 5 in the order, who all came in batting above 300.
Conway comes set, searching for his 3rd strikeout of the night. Here's the 0-2. Down low, and the count will go to 1-2. Saugerties standing atop the standings at 7-2. Amsterdam behind them at 6-2. They have an off night tonight. We'll face the Outlaws tomorrow, and then Oneonta in 3rd at 6-3. That one's in there. Strike 3 looking. Conway's 3rd strikeout of the night, and Oneonta is down to their final out of this game.
Definitely a good bounce back performance for Elias Conway tonight. Nothing like the Amsterdam debacle we saw.
Yeah, Conway, after giving up 3 runs and 2 earned along with 4 walks, has been great here tonight. Has faced every batter he's faced in order, 5 up, 5 down, and looking to retire number 6 for the Stallions' 8th win of the season. Brendan Connolly at the dish. He's 0 for 3 tonight. That one's down low, and it's a 2-0 count. Two-0 count. Here's the pitch. That one's popped up to the left side. It will be out of play. And the count will go to 2-1. Stallions looking for their 8th win of the season, breaking the 2-game losing streak if they can get the final out of the game here at Cantine Field. Their best start in the PGCBL era, and a fantastic first 10, if you ask anybody around this ballpark. Here's Conway's 2-1. That one's hit over to Travella. He gathers, throws it to first, and the Stallions win.
That ball was rocked at Travella. He did a good job of just staying in front of it and knocking it down to make the easy play at first base.
7-1, your final score. The Stallions take down the Outlaws for the 2nd time this season and improve to 8-2 on the season, their best start to a campaign ever.
Yeah, what really helped the Stallions tonight was their pitching staff. A beautiful night of pitching, only 3 runs given up and 1 run.
Yeah, they had a 2.84 coming into this game. That's best in the PGCBL. They give up no earned runs here tonight and improve to 8-2 on the season. The Stallions are off tomorrow night, but we'll be back in action on Friday in Albany. That's a 4:30 start. We'll have that one there for you. Big thanks to our producer, AJ DiBenedetto, tonight for making everything look great. The Stallions improved to 8-2 and snapped their 2-game losing streak. We'll see you on Friday. Until then, for Dan Shalom and Casey DeSalle, peace out.